Welcome to In the Key Demos Wrestling Review. I am Zero the Hero, and he is
Not Super Mario.
And today's discussion topic will be top 5 world champions. Now,
Top five.
this only includes promotions we've seen. We could expand the list even more, but we're just keeping it top 5. So I think we agree on our number 1.
Who do you have? Nick Aldis?
Obviously,
Okay.
he is a world's champion. He's my world's champion, at least.
Yeah, this guy is like everything a champion should be. Like the way he carries himself, the way he comes out in his suit. He's just a classic champ. That's what a champion is when I see him. Where do you go with number 2?
Wait. I want to describe all this too.
Okay.
Why he's so damn good. So clearly he gets it. Out of all of them, he's the one that really shines because he's professional. As you said, he dresses like a champion. He treats himself like a champion. He obviously can. He's a full package. He can promo. He can wrestle. He takes himself seriously. And if you think about it, comparing to most other champions, he's one of the few that never sold out. He stuck true to himself. He's in NWA, which is on a lot smaller scale than compared to WWE or even AEW now. But he is just the overall package. So there's no complaints there.
Okay, so who do you got number 2?
Number 2. Okay, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't watch much WWE, but I have seen a few matches here and there and highlights. This guy, he came back from being a jobber. Then he made a name for himself. And clearly he went over Brock Lesnar. Who goes over Brock Lesnar? Drew McIntyre does. This was a storyline. If you think about it, they built up Brock Lesnar for years. They had him beat The Undertaker. Who beats Brock Lesnar? Drew McIntyre. You have to put him at number 2. This guy looks like a stud. He looks intimidating as hell. He has a look. He can, despite the fact he does have a slight accent, he has.
That's the best part.
Yeah, he made it a strength. He said he tried his best to learn English more fluently, and not fluently, but to try and get rid of his accent. But clearly, it's still there. Yeah, this guy he can promo, he can wrestle. He went over Brock Lesnar. That's where on top of that, he's in WWE. He's in the biggest platform, so I gotta give it to him.
Well, I guess I will kind of agree with you because I got Drew and Walter as my number 2. I couldn't decide between the two.
Okay.
And everything you said about Drew was right. That's why he's number 2. But then Walter, that guy's been champ for like 700 and something days, and just the way he wrestles, so old school and stiff. Like you don't see that nowadays, and he makes it work. Like it's just perfect where he's at right now. I don't see him going anywhere else because that's the place for him, and I got to put him and Drew number 2. Those are the 2 right there that are my favorites. What about you?
I didn't rank Walter.
Oh,
and I know exactly. The only reason why is because I haven't seen him promo. Can he promo?
Yourself. He cannot promo.
Exactly. That's why I gotta take him out.
He does always talking in the ring, or
I know, but
he does his chops talk for him.
Those chops heard around the world. So yes, we know that.
But not putting him on your list, you gotta go and chop yourself somewhere.
Look. If the guy could promo, I honestly would put him above Aldis. And I hate to say that because I love Aldis, but Walter can't promo.
And it's just funny because usually I wouldn't put a guy that can't promo on a list or put him that high, but just his matches, he's so old school. You don't see it.
All right. Think of it this way. You got who's the face? Is it Reigns or McIntyre? Because Reigns is kind of in between, right? He's like
Reigns is the heel, McIntyre is the face.
Okay, so Walter's what is Walter? Face or heel?
He's a heel, but he gets cheered.
Okay, so you got McIntyre versus Walter. That would be a great match. Now, imagine the promo battle in between. Who would be carrying it? You have one guy with the accent and the other guy who can't promo. You see my point?
Yeah, but it'll still be a great match.
Yes, of course it would be a great match. But with that said, he couldn't. He was my number 6, hands down my number 6, but not the top 5.
Well, now let's go with your number three. Let's see.
Reigns.
Oh, that's
Reigns.
who I got too. Is my number three.
And it's kind of making it seem like WWE fans, but honestly, look, Reigns, as I said about Drew McIntyre, he's in the biggest platform out of every single promotion. When he was a babyface, I hated the guy. I honestly did. No disrespect to him, he's been through a lot through leukemia, but they just never really. He's a natural heel. In the Shield, he was a heel. He had that ferocity. He just seemed like a badass. When they tried to make him like John Cena, and John Cena even blistered him so bad, saying you're a carbon copy of me, but just worse. That was true. Reigns can't promo. Now when he's a heel, that's when he can promo. He's more natural. So now this guy, it was tough between him and Drew. I gotta give it to Drew only because he went over Brock Lesnar. That's the only reason. If Reigns
Roman's gone over Lesnar too.
Oh shit.
But hey, it's all good. But you're right. He's on the biggest platform, and
but okay, wait.
The table thing is working for him.
But how long did Reigns' match with Lesnar go?
I think they might have gone longer than Drew's at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so Drew went he basically beat up Brock Lesnar, so I got to give it to Drew still. But to me, just Drew seems like I don't know, Reigns seems like he's, compared to Drew, he seems more relaxed. I like Drew because he's more
too. So.
Yeah, so he's a good heel. It fits him better, but I give the slightest to Drew, so that's why I put him at number 3.
Yeah, and he's up there, yeah, because like you said, biggest platform, like he's already known probably worldwide because he's on WWE.
Yeah, he's been top star for what?
Yeah, and then his whole
9 years,
chief gimmick and head of the table, he just makes it work and just makes him look so much more dominant as that. All right, so who do you have at number 4?
No, wait, was Reigns your number 3?
Yeah, Reigns was my number.
You're a WWE mark.
Well, I have Walter and Drew number 2, then 3 Roman. Yeah, WWE mark. But all right, let's see. Maybe it'll change. Who do you got number 4?
Jacob Fatu.
Oh, wait, did we copy our list?
I guess so.
Like, wait a minute.
All right, so what's your thoughts on Fatu?
We're on opposite sides of the city. How can we be copying each other's list? This guy, man, just what can you say about him? Well, I don't know much about his promos, but in the ring, just so agile, the way he works, it's like you don't see it for a guy his size. And he's just the way he carries himself as a champ too. It's just like, it's rare. It's like he's the perfect champ for MLW. But as far as his promos, maybe you know a little bit more about that. Kenny, I haven't really seen a strong promo from him.
I've only seen him promo in Contra. And even then, he seems, to me, he is Contra. Because, I mean, I've already buried Contra many times because Gotch, he doesn't seem comfortable. Yeah, Max Kruger, he's like a wannabe Bane. Then you got Daivari is good, don't get me wrong. But Fatu, he seems like a street thug because apparently he does have a history. Like the whole thing behind him is he's part of the Samoan family. Now the problem is he has a record. So because of that, I think that's why WWE does not have him there. So he's a legit fucking badass in real life. I mean, not to put over criminals, but he's a thug. He's in a thug stable. He's serious, and like you said, the guy is so damn agile. He reminds me of like a Kevin Owens, just better, a lot better. So I got to give him the edge to number 4. If he didn't promo, my number 5 would be swapped with him. So yeah.
Okay, so speaking of that, which one's your number 5?
Ben Balor.
Oh, you did copy my list. That's my number 5.
All right. Well,
okay. All these champs that I've named or we've named so far in the top 5 is because they are a perfect representation of either their brands or company. They are the right people or the right guys to be on top representing their company. And it's basically, it represents the company and it's the right guys. So what can you tell me about Finn Balor?
I mean, I've only seen him a couple years when I never saw NXT when it was in his glory days, but when he went to the main roster, I saw him feud with Seth Rollins. I'm like, this guy has it. He He has charisma. His promos, obviously, they're okay, but I mean, compared to the other champions, he's a far better promo. But his matches always live up to the hype. I can't hate on the matches like him and Pete Dunne. That was
Great match.
no complaints there. Like that was what that
Probably a
match was.
match of the year candidate for me.
Yeah, exactly. Match of the year candidate, and that was just a great match. He can switch it up, be like his like regular face and the demon.
Yeah.
So he carries himself like a star. His entrance, everything is like a star. So the only complaint is, yeah, he is kind of small, and I'm
Yeah,
not trying to hate on that.
that's
But
why he has a hard time getting over on the main roster because when he goes
yeah,
over there, you can see how small he is.
yep.
But
So, but in NXT, he's perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
so he's the perfect champ for NXT. So okay, now where does your list? My list stops right there. What else do you have for me? Because those are all the promotions I know or I see, so I can only give opinions on those. What do you have after Finn Balor?
After Finn Balor would probably be Rush.
Okay.
Rush is very underrated, and he gets a lot of hate because obviously the Ring of Honor fans are the same fans that kind of like the AEW and that modern style. They don't appreciate a heel. They don't like the guy. The guy he's a great heel. He's like a more serious. He's just serious. That's all I gotta say. He is Mexican, so he does have an accent. But even then, like it's like to me, if you speak German as a heel or a Spanish as a heel, it comes off as kind of menacing. So like when he speaks in Spanish, is like you don't. Well, I mean, we understand him, but to like English speaking people, they're like, what the hell? This guy, I fucking hate him. Oop, I dropped the F bomb. I can't, make it for kids anymore. But anyways, he's very underrated, man, and he's just learning. So, uh,
does
who's
your list stop there?
no? My next one is because look, I haven't seen much of New Japan because I gave up on that promotion. Strong, same thing. I don't watch Lucha Libre. I feel like I may be missing a champion, and I'll probably kick myself.
The
But
biggest one we are missing is the one you love to talk about all the time, Mr.
yes,
Cinco Toes himself. Now, we get a lot of hate for not liking AEW, but why do you not have him as one of the top champs, top five?
easily. He can't promo. In fact, he has go away heat promo. Like people talk
Well,
crap
wait a minute,
about
Walter can't promo, and well, he wasn't on your list, but he was on my
he has
list.
go away heat promo. Walter is neutral in promos. Kenny Omega, when he opens his mouth, he makes you want to leave the building. That's the difference. So Walter, he may not know he could speak. He can't. He may not know he can't speak, but that's fine. He knows he can't. He won't force it. Omega forces it so bad. It is cringe. It is horrible. So number one, his promos. I can't stand them. Even with Don Callis, he still speaks, and that gets on my nerves.
See, the reason I have him ranked so low is because like the other people we put up there, those are wrestlers that attract more viewers, whether people want to admit it or not. They attract a different audience that AEW can't seem to find. Like Omega as your champ is not going to help expand or grow your company. It's only for a target audience, their audience. That's why I have them ranked so low.
I'll give you a good example.
Like Drew, Roman, those guys, perfect. They can bring in anybody.
I'll give you a good example. Great example. My girlfriend, who's not a wrestling fan, she just saw NWA, earlier today. I showed her a promo between Kingston and John Moxley and a promo of Omega. Her words were just simple. Kenny Omega sucks. That's all you got to know from a fan. I mean, not a fan, a person that's new to wrestling. That is a sad statement. And this is supposed to be the alternative to, WWE. This is taking away viewers because their viewership is going away. But yeah, I'm not going to get into that. But Omega, like you said, he's a bad representation. I think Moxley was probably better because at least he could promo. You got Jericho. He was a great champion when he was serious. Omega.
Yeah.
What happened to his whole belt collector gimmick?
Oh,
They're not even doing anything with that. So
he is going for the Impact Wrestling Championship. I don't know when.
but that's Impact. Oh, we forgot to mention the Impact champion.
I don't even know who the Impact Champion is.
Exactly. So
But we
just
maybe
goes to show.
when Omega gets it, we'll know who it is.
Yeah.
But that belt needs some exposure.
Yeah. So
But I don't know. That's just why I have Omega ranked so low, because it's not hate. It's just he's just not the guy that can be the face of your company and help it grow.
I haven't even seen Ibushi speak or watch AAA champions, but I still rank them above Omega. Just because Omega,
that's a biased opinion.
That's a biased opinion, but I don't give a crap. That he is. I've never seen a chant that's so awful. That's all I gotta say.
When Kenny Omega starts moving the numbers for AEW, then I'll add him to the list.
Name a worse champion you've seen than Kenny Omega, and we're not being biased here. Like think about it. In WWE, who was the worst world champion?
Jinder Mahal.
And he's still better than Omega.
Wow.
I think so, because at least Jinder Mahal carries himself like a threat.
Yeah, that's true. He played the heel very well.
Yeah. It was forced on the fans, obviously, but at least, he did what he could with the whole gimmick. So, yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, so no more closing thoughts on Omega, please, because we were having a good night, and now all of a sudden you decided to ruin it with this. But anyway, So when Omega starts moving the numbers and helps AEW get to 1 million or at least 2, then I'll put him on the list.
Yeah. So or become serious. And not 69ing his uncle on national television.
But they're
this is AEW's world champion. Okay.
So no more closing thoughts, because we want to end on a happy note.
It's a happy day. NWA is back. So we're in the Key Demos Wrestling Review, and that's all we got to say about that.
All right, have a good night, everybody.